Welcome, everybody. And I have a lot to tell you today. Let's begin with Francis Tavern. You see, how did I leave the Lower East Side and go into old, dignified America? The ones who came in the Mayflower, not the ones who fled here in cargo ships. Okay? When I do paintings, usually the people who commission me have something in mind. And when they don't, on the Lower East Side that was easy. They said, paint my place, right? But now I was getting to people who wanted history. And I gave them some thoughts of buildings I loved. And one of them was Francis Tavern. And there it is. It's on the wall, but I do want to read the first part. Somewhere I put my glasses. Thank you. There are two things I always lose: papers and glasses. Never food. Okay, it took a long time to decide how to do...
Kenny?
Continue talking, okay. It took a long time to decide how to do the Francis Tavern area. I was finishing a canvas of the Lower East Side streets, and at the end of my workday, I would drive to Pearl and Broad streets and look at various angles. There was so much to see, and so much I wanted to include. The clouds over the skyscrapers were magnificent, but if I were to include that height, the tavern would be too small. If I were to show one side of the street, I would have to sacrifice something as equally special on the other side. Each choice demanded that something be given up, and I have that always. And when I realized the atmosphere of the Wall Street area, I knew it would have to be a peaceful piece of work. It had to show that people who worked under such tension and such speed and precision were very different from what I painted before. When you read the article that I wrote, or go, if you can't do it right now, go to my website and look at that. Actually, there are two paintings of Francis Tavern. There's this one, and later on, the owners of Francis Tavern, who had become very dear friends, asked me to do it for them also. So, there we go. Let you do that yourselves. And let me...
Do you want me to show it?
Yes. Or should I give it to you on the website? Okay.
This way at least they see it.
Okay. Okay. I always used to teach drawing, and I had my own way of doing it because it was in my basement, and I would make every child begin with 15 minutes of life drawing, which meant it had to be something in front of them. It could be the neighbor's nose, it could be their shoes, but it needed to be something which could not be copied. And I wish I could still teach children, but I called the Red Cross and I said that I would like very much to teach children to draw, because it would give them a weapon against the world. It had been that for me. When we came to Panama and I couldn't speak English, I couldn't speak Spanish, but I could draw them. Suddenly, I wasn't a stranger. And I wanted to do that with children. But they said they do not work with children. But there was a woman named Mrs. Liff who was the wife of a judge. And she had the power to say, it's wrong that the women in the Nassau County Jail, if they are behaving very well, they're allowed to work in the kitchen. Otherwise, they sit day after day, night after night in their cell. And that Mrs. Liff had arranged for a class to be given to them. Would I be willing? So we had a family conference. Mom wants to go to jail. And everybody agreed because I wanted to so badly. As a matter of fact, my son's greatest joy was when the phone rang on the day when I was in the prison. He would say, she can't talk to you now, she's in jail with Grandma. Because after a while, my mother came with me and she did magic. Let me tell you about that. I could not have found a better way which to enter the prison system. It began by turning the natural desire to doodle into an ego builder. And Joni, could I show you the picture? Give me a minute, I have so many pictures. And I did arrange them, but then I kept changing my mind. Where is the newspaper article? I did have everything arranged perfectly once. And here I am. I guess I'm not perfect, but I will be. See, it's a newspaper clipping, so that's a different color. Joni, when I just showed it to you, do you know where I put it?
Which one do you want?
The one from the newspaper with me teaching.
It's down here somewhere.
You see, when I begin to talk, I keep changing and changing and changing. Well, I'll show it to you afterwards.
I'll find it.
Here it is, Joni. Found it.
Okay, let go. There.
Okay. That's me teaching. Let Joni do that.
I'm supposed to show the picture, right?
Yeah.
And Ken, when you are ready to talk, just say something and I'll put the phone near Grandma.
Okay?
Tell what that picture is, Mom. It's you.
It's me
Teaching
and
art.
one of my students
In the jail.
in the jail. And it worked so well because I had them draw things that were in front of them. Each other's lips or each other's noses. And my or I would bring branches and have them draw a branch, but always real things, not copying. And they were so triumphant when they did it. As the time goes by, I'll tell you more stories, but there's too much to talk about today, so let me just show you what happened. My father had passed away shortly before that, and it was very difficult for all of us. He'd been a presence. I will talk about him one day. And for my mother, when I would come from the prison on that day and tell her what had happened about the people, she looked at me with such fascination that one day I said to her, "Mom, do you want to come with me?" And she looked at me like a child who had just been given a gift, and she said, "Could I?" And I said, of course. And Joni's going to show you my mother, because there she is, sitting on the street with me when I painted. Now you know, this is a woman who would gladly go into prison.
And which painting are you doing?
I'm doing,
It looks like Adler.
it's the Lower East Side. I don't remember which number it is, but it is of Muscat's. Because Muscat was just the beginning of life for me, because I love that corner. But that's across the streets. Okay? But let me tell you about my mother. The girls at that time, that was before drug use came in, and they were usually girls and women who had no memories of good relations with family. But somehow they sensed that my mother wasn't judging, and they would hug her and write her letters. One wrote a letter which said, whenever the world made it hard for me to live, I would take a brick and build a wall. And I kept building walls. The walls, I need to explain, were called heroin. And they shielded me from the world. And they wrote things like that to my mother. So I wanted to tell you that. She's also the reason why I write so much. Whenever I did a drawing of somebody homeless, she would say, don't just sign your name to it. This is a person. This is a person. Show that it's a person. And I would say, but Mom, I don't know her or him. They don't even know I'm drawing them. And she said, then put down where you saw them. Give them a place. But don't let them be nameless. And so that's why when I show you the painting that I'm working on now, nobody can be in it unless they give me a story of themselves. Now, most of them haven't given me the story yet, but I promise them that if I do not get it, by the time I'm finished, I'll put somebody else in their place. Because that painting is going to show as proof to the world that we are not only what the newspapers tell us we are. Okay? Let me see my chart. Okay. I'm now going to tell you something that's very important to me. And I'm going to finish writing it one day. But right now, I want to read it to you. When I began the Mondays with Hedy program, it was my first entry into the world of social media. And I did not understand that it would end up reaching into so many corners of the world, but that I could not reach back. I just need to tell you, we are in Sweden, in Greece, in Israel, in African countries, in so many countries now. I never could have conceived it. Also, I could also not have control of how to broadcast. Unlike writing a letter or email by myself, I needed technical skills, which I did not have. So many people who contacted me also did not know that befriend only meant contacting and not becoming a friend. And so I've been feeling that I've betrayed everybody by Facebook saying, will you befriend me? And that hurts. Now, I'm so grateful that my family is younger and grew up with knowledge of technology, but most of all that they're willingly there with me on Monday nights, or I couldn't do it. If the time ever comes where I could do it on my own, I wouldn't worry if it snows outside and one of them can't come. And I'm so grateful to the listeners who give advice, especially Eileen and Paula, who also came back to the Lower East Side with me to show it as it is today. We are seriously thinking, and would like your comments on it, of coming back, even though Bekenstein and Moscow, Bekenstein is on the wrong side of the street now. Not when you come off the Williamsburg Bridge. If they would have been on the other side then, maybe I wouldn't have known to say to Joni, stop here. And months ago, my wonderful nephew David gave me important advice. Speak of your everyday life. And so I do. If I were to list important parts of my life, but not to those which pertain to my family, which are the most important, it would be that of working in prisons. Let me tell you how I entered that world. Did I ever tell you that? Should I tell it again? Joni nods her head and says yes. I called the Red Cross and said that I would like to volunteer.
You did. You just talked about it.
I just told it now, okay. Then, let me do what I'm dying to do. I'm dying to talk about the painting. Joni, should I turn on the light? We're okay. Okay. I'm going to introduce you to the people that are going to be in it. Okay? The first one is the green.
Give me the picture.
Okay, not yet though. The first one is the green wagon, which I love. And I got to know Mike, who is going to be Joni's going to put on the light. Oh, great. All these people who look like smudges of paint are going to be what you see. First of all, this is Mike. Mike is the owner of the green truck. I don't know if he's an owner or if the company owns it. But Mike is also an actor. And he's the first person that Jesse and I met when Jesse was able to be with me because he wasn't working full time. So I had him every morning. And that's when we came here first. Okay? We're going to decorate that truck. We're going to make it with pictures and signs and everything. And over here is going to be Fran, my friend Fran, who began to talk with him. And the both of them started to talk so much about the 5 towns and shared so many thoughts. And I loved listening. All of that you will learn one day. Okay? These two are my daughter's neighbors across the water. I love them. When our daughter moved away and bought a house here, where I am right now, Eric was so unhappy because who would take care of his daughter so many miles away? And then he met these two, and he said she was safe. You will see them becoming human, okay? These are more finished than some of the others, but eventually they'll have faces. So you will watch them. If you watch Facebook for the next, I guess, year, you watch how a painting emerges from ugly smudges, okay? And I'll tell you all the things that are happening. Then these two, Mark and Julie, have a son named Charlie, whom I love. And I have loved them for so many years, ever since they first walked into our gallery. And it was instant friendship. But since I already painted them, and I desperately need to have a painting where everybody is not looking forward, I decided that people who need to be in the painting have to be shown from the back. Okay? Mark, Julie, they gave me a book which literally changed my life. The book about trees talking. Alessandra, when I spoke about that, you had such an interest in this. I only have 10 minutes? Oh my gosh. I better hurry. But you'll see this every week, so don't worry. Joni, could I have that batch of pictures?
Which ones do you want?
The whole batch. I'll fit in whatever I can. Okay. And Joey, if I could have, Joey is a photograph. There you go.
Should I show it?
Yeah. This is Joey over here. When he gave me that photograph,
Point
you see,
again, honey.
the what?
Point again.
Oh, this is him. This is Joey. To be. He made me change the whole concept of the painting. This is the boardwalk where everybody eats ice cream and hot dogs and looks as if they're ready for the beach. But the best photograph that he felt was this. And I said, oh my gosh, what do I do now? And the only answer was, because this is who he is. Joey looks elegant even when he's gardening, because he's a wonderful gardener. Okay? He grows incredible flowers. And I thought, what do I do now? He can't be all alone like this. And just then, I got the photo from my friend Herbert.
Watch the painting, honey.
Yeah, I watch. My friend Herbert in Vienna. And I'm not showing it. It didn't come out well no. You see, there are so many things I have to show you. It's a big one. It doesn't matter because I'll come right back to it when I find it. Okay? You have to live with me. Okay, so...
Well, you're hitting the painting.
Oops. Painting should not be hit.
Don't destroy the painting.
Yeah, let's do this instead. Let's go to the people as I meet them. We have Mennonite friends who are among the people who are good in the world, the best. Among the best. Because they're all the best. Okay? They are going to be here.
Ken?
Yes, should I interrupt and read the comments?
Should
Yes.
Kenny read comments?
Yes,
Hold this close to your microphone.
I'm holding it close to my microphone.
Good, good. So, let's see. A lot of people told you that the sound was good at the beginning, that it was perfect. I hi, Hedy. So nice to see you. I love you. And Janine said, hi, Hedy. Hi, everybody. And Kent Almquist said, hi, Hedy. And Eileen said, oh my, I love that photo of Grandma Paula and you. And Paula said, love Grandma Paula. And Francis Russo said, love you, Hedy. And I said, love you, Mom. And Sandy said, love you, Hedy.
Right.
And Mari Lou said, hola, hola. And Martha Bilski said, hi, Hedy, and other pages.
I just want to say, both Mary Lou and Sandy were with Grandma Paula, picked as people whom she always needed to talk to. That's because you were willing to talk about politics, which she loved. That was you, Sandy. And Mary Lou, that's why she gave you Life magazine. Okay, here is my friend Herbert from Vienna. You will watch him growing, and his little granddaughter will be right here. Okay?
Point again.
Right here. Because he also wore a suit. He's a writer and was giving lectures. I have to tell you about Zenaida. I'm not able to tell you everything today because there aren't enough minutes, but Zenaida was my little art student, and now she's taller than I am. But the only photographs that I have of her is when she met me, when Jessie was able to do it. So I won't have me in it. My face will be hidden because I'm short. But that's going to be Zenaida and me. Okay?
Yeah.
And this is going to be David Evanier, who is going to be sitting here and writing the story of the Hoovers, he is the historian of the Mennonites of that area. And with each painting, with each Monday night, I will tell you more of the people, because I have to tell you what I had to do serious thinking about. Among only 3 minutes, okay. Among the people who I have to be grateful for forever are Tammy and Tracy, because it was Tammy's question that had me do the website, this show, everything. Because when I met her and we began to talk, I would never have talked so much if I had known that she is a general, an actual female general. And Tracy was just who I thought was this nice young person who came with her. There I am with more elegance, but they're going to be here. They're going to be right here. And this painting is going to have every medal that she has. How does it fit on the boardwalk? Let me tell you, it's when the UFOs want to know who we are, or future generations. They should know that they changed the military. They really did. They were partners at a time when two women could not love each other and two men could not love each other. And they are both two women. And they went into the army like this and came out being honored. And I'm afraid that's all the time Jomi gives me. Can I just very quickly say, this wonderful, just hold this. Okay? Vanessa is this wonderful young woman who makes sure I hear. Okay? She's going to be here in a very important spot the moment her baby is born. Goodbye. I love you all.
1 second, can I just read the last comment?
Yes.
Put that
Okay.
close to your mic.
Shirley Baker said, love you, Hedy. And Marilu Bilgrade de Rodriguez said, yes, I still have them, the Life magazines. All of them that she sent me. They are my treasure. And Martha said, you are the best, Hedy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all.